Right now at 11 o'clock, Donald Trump surrenders and even poses for a mugshot earlier tonight. How he's now responding to his arrest for election interference in Georgia.
And after a round of rain moving through this evening, more is on the way that could be heavy and as well include some rumbles of thunder. Much more ahead in the first alert forecast.
Also right now, some developing news tonight. Another correction officer brutally attacked by an inmate. The vicious assault that happened inside a local prison tonight. And a business boom for vape shops, raising concerns about e-cigarettes. Why out-of-state customers are coming here to Connecticut. Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 11 starts right now.
Now on Channel 3 and streaming on WFSB Plus. This is Eyewitness News at 11.
First up right now at 11 o'clock, get those umbrellas out and ready to go. Rain will be working through tonight, and it's really going to be coming down at times tomorrow. Good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining us right now for Eyewitness News here at 11 o'clock. Unfortunately, our rainy summer continues. Chief Meteorologist Mark Dixon is tracking it all for us right now. Mark, a lot of people saying enough is enough.
We had the last 2 days, right? It
Not
was
good
beautiful. The unsettled pattern returns. The rain that's moved through so far today has been fairly light. Jeff in Staffordville reported around 3/10 of an inch there, but generally speaking, less than a half an inch, and it's mainly today been confined to interior portions of our state. So a check of first alert live radar. The rain again from earlier outside of some sprinkles over the quiet corner has been winding down. Batch of showers there. A little bit heavier rain clipping the quiet corner, but as we look west and northwestward, actually severe thunderstorm watches in effect currently through parts of Michigan and Ohio, northwestern Pennsylvania. So a lot of that activity will dive to the southwest of us, but more development could take place over the lower Hudson Valley as we head toward daybreak tomorrow. That rain moving across Connecticut could be heavy at times with even some rumbles of thunder. And after the morning round, we could see a little more in the way of development through the course of our Friday afternoon, but it won't be raining all day long. And temperature-wise tomorrow, it's going to remain on the cool side. Temperatures like today, only topping out between 70 and 75, but that humidity is going to be noticeably higher. When it decreases and when rain chances go down over the upcoming weekend, that's ahead in the first alert 7 day.
Mark, we'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you. Now to our big story tonight. Donald Trump heading back to his New Jersey golf club after posting bond at the Fulton County Jail in Atlanta. The former president surrendered on felony charges that he conspired to overturn the 2020 presidential election results in Georgia. Channel 3's Christian Benavides is outside the jail with more.
Donald Trump departed Atlanta Thursday evening after a motorcade took him to the Fulton County Jail. There, he was booked on 13 felony charges for his alleged efforts to reverse his 2020 election loss in Georgia.
What has taken place here is a travesty of justice.
Inside the jail, he posted a $200,000 bond, was fingerprinted, and a first for a former U.S. president, had his mugshot taken.
I got Kool-Aid here for you.
Outside the jail, there were some Trump critics, but a larger group of supporters.
He's being persecuted.
The charges stem from this January 2nd, 2021 conversation with Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger.
I just want to find 11,780 votes.
You should be able to challenge an election. I thought the election was a rigged election.
Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis asked the judge to set a trial date of October 23rd. The Trump legal team has already objected to that date, essentially saying they're not looking for a speedy trial.
For Trump, I think it is helpful to delay. For other people, that might not be the case.
All 19 defendants in this case were given until noon on Friday to surrender. Several have already shown up, including Trump's former personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, and Trump's former White House chief of staff, Mark Meadows. The Fulton County prosecution is the fourth criminal case against Trump, the Republican frontrunner in the 2024 presidential campaign. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Atlanta.
New tonight back here at home, we've learned a correction officer at Cheshire Correctional Institution was brutally attacked this evening. The officer was hit in the face and body several times by an inmate while trying to break up a different fight. We're told the officer suffered significant injuries. This is the second time this week a correction officer's been attacked. 2 officers were stabbed by an inmate. That happened at Garner Correctional Institute in Newtown on Tuesday. New tonight, Torrington police need some help tracking down the suspect in a violent assault. assault right on the street. Take a look right here. Police released a picture of the suspect. They say he knocked a man unconscious last night outside the Smoke Toke shop on East Main Street. The victim was in critical condition but is now stable. You are asked to call police in Torrington if you recognize the suspect. New for you tonight, as kids head back to school, Enfield's mayor is concerned about teenage vaping. The town has really seen a big surge in store openings after several products were banned just across the border in Massachusetts. As Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Dylan Fearon explains, it has the attention of town leaders.
This is Route 5 in Enfield. Turns out there's 7 vape shops on this street, including 3 right next to each other. These products are banned in Massachusetts, so more of these shops are popping up across state lines in our communities. Sandwiched in between 3 vape shops is Rinaldi's Pizza. Stephanie works nights here and isn't thrilled about what's next door.
I think that it's a little bit out of control right now.
What used to be a popular ice cream shop or diner is now a smoke shop.
I'm very concerned as to the number of vape shops that are here in town.
You have to be 21 or older to buy these products. These shops have every right to be here, but Enfield's mayor is concerned teenagers are able to easily get their hands on vapes as school starts next week.
We're not promoting vaping. You know, vaping is very dangerous, and especially to the youth here in town.
And because some of the products these stores sell are banned in Massachusetts, including menthol cigarettes, shops keep opening up near the state line. People from Mass head here every day. Carl Mingus with the University of New Haven is worried about health problems young people will have in the future because of vaping, issues beyond nicotine.
There's like flavorings and dyes and chemicals that are linked to lung disease. There's cancer-causing chemicals. There's even metals like nickel, tin, and lead are all and have been seen in vaping products. So it's not limited to nicotine.
Don't vape.
In Enfield, Dylan Fearon, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Tonight, police on the shoreline are trying to figure out why a man shot his Uber driver. 26-year-old Anthony Van is charged with attempted murder after Stratford police say he shot the victim several times today on Long Beach Boulevard. Police say the victim had just dropped Van off at a parking lot near the Amazon facility, where Van is subcontracted as a delivery driver. The victim was rushed to the hospital and is stable tonight. A Hartford police officer is now resigned after being accused of falsifying traffic stops. An internal affairs investigation found that Officer Michael Fallon overreported traffic stops and incorrectly reported gender and race on a number of occasions. We also learned Fallon admitted to sergeants that he purposely lied on activity reports to seem busier. The discrepancies were found during a routine annual audit. Now, in a statement, Hartford Chief Jason Thody said, quote, "Our process worked exactly as it should to identify discrepancies, initiate an investigation, and take swift and appropriate action." Yale University is putting the brakes tonight on a popular form of transportation. Students will no longer be allowed to use e-bikes or e-scooters. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Bryant Reed is live right now on the Yale campus with more on why. Bryant?
Well, Mark, the university is concerned that e-bikes and e-scooters pose a serious fire risk, so much so that they've now banned the e-bikes and the e-scooters on all housing complexes and common areas. Now, some people say that they understand the safety risk involved here, but others say that it's their main form of transportation getting to and from class on time.
I'm not too concerned one way or the other. I don't think it's a necessary thing to do.
It's just, a little bit of an inconvenience, but, at the end of the day, we'll figure it out.
Students on Yale's campus are now trying to find a new method of getting around campus. The university sent out this email to students saying all e-bikes, e-scooters, e-skateboards, and similar devices will be banned from university housing, courtyards, and common spaces. Benny Anderson Jr. is on the football team and says a lot of his teammates use them.
It's a very handy tool that we have, especially like when we're coming from practice or if we're trying to get to class, trying to get to weights. So it's kind of weird to see like the email saying that that's not going to be allowed necessarily in the building.
He says they're helpful in making sure they get everywhere on time, but Yale is pumping the brakes, saying that they understand the popularity to students, but storing and charging them in high-density areas poses a fire and safety hazard. Luis is from Paris. He's only been on campus a week, but says he's heard stories about the dangers.
I've heard of the stories in the U.S. where the batteries were exploding. I've never heard of that in France, but I know that it's a problem. People in apartment buildings are banning it, so I guess it's the right thing to do.
Back in June, a fire at an e-bike store in New York City killed 4 people. It was caused by lithium-ion batteries.
There's a lot of rules about like fire safety, and I know hypothetically there could be battery fires, but there hasn't been any history of that on campus, so I don't think that makes sense.
Now, Yale hasn't exactly said how they plan on enforcing this ban, and they also said that if you're a student who has one of these devices on campus already before this ban went into place, they will work with you to secure an off-site location to store your e-bike or e-scooter before you go home. On the campus of Yale, I'm Brian Reed, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Brian, thank you. Tonight, Stratford-based Sikorsky Aircraft has landed a massive $2.7 billion contract with the U.S. Navy. The company will build 35 heavy-lift helicopters. Deliveries expected to start in 2026. The plant has the ability now to churn out 2 of the high-tech helicopters each month. Well, sandwich giant Subway, which is based here in Milford, is being sold to a private equity firm, Rourke Capital. This means Subway will be owned by the same company behind several other large chains, including Arby's, Auntie Anne's, Buffalo Wild Wings, Carvel, and Sonic, and more. Terms of the deal have not been revealed. However, the Wall Street Journal is reporting the purchase price is nearly $10 billion. Still ahead tonight, blasted from the sky, some new intelligence shedding light into what brought down that plane carrying a Russian warlord as Vladimir Putin is breaking his silence. Tearing down an historic inn that was destroyed by fire, what we're learning about the plans to demolish a Block Island institution. Plus, move-in day at UConn as freshmen embark on their college careers. We're there as new students settle in on campus. And Chief Meteorologist Mark Dixon is tracking the rain that's coming our way, some heavy rain at times. His first alert forecast when Eyewitness News at 11 continues.
Make every adventure more electrifying with Honda, the most awarded brand in Car and Driver 10 Best history. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Matt?
Jess.
Hi. Oh, Jay, this is Matt, my ex.
Hey.
So you still have cable internet?
Yes.
Jay has Frontier Fiber. Uploads as fast as downloads. But cable charges full price for internet with slower uploads. I'm so glad I changed.
Time to move on. Uncable yourself. Get faster upload speeds with Frontier Fiber 2 gig. Plus, get $200 on us.
More electrifying with Honda, the most awarded brand in Car and Driver 10 Best history. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Join Joe's own Aaron Connolly and head coach Jim Mora and go inside the huddle on the UConn football season preview. Saturday, August 26th at 7 only on Channel 3. Sponsored by Riscassi & Davis, Connecticut's personal injury law firm.
Why are there 2 extra seats? I know, Uncle Dan and his giant beard.
The Volkswagen Atlas with best-in-class third-row legroom. Get 3.9% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2023 Atlas or Atlas Cross Sport. Limited inventory available.
To crashes and alternate routes.
Be morning ready with First Alert Traffic, driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
Intuitive sit to start in the all-electric ID4. It's the little things. It's a VW. Visit your Volkswagen dealer today and lease the all-electric 2023 ID4 Pro for just $349 a month. Limited inventory available.
That's an outright lie.
The Emmy-nominated Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
Come at me, GOP. Come on.
Weeknights on CBS.
U.S. intelligence officials say an intentional explosion brought down Wagner chief Yevgeny Prigozhin's plane. The Russian warlord was one of 10 people killed when the plane fell from the sky outside Moscow yesterday. Prigozhin mounted a short-lived mutiny against President Vladimir Putin 2 months ago. It's unclear who was behind the blast, but today Putin spoke out and expressed his condolences to the families of all the victims. Officials in Maui are suing Hawaii Electric Company, saying they're responsible for the devastating wildfires that burned thousands of acres and killed more than 100 people. The lawsuit alleges that the company kept their power lines energized despite the fact that there was a high fire danger. The lawsuit seeks damages that may total hundreds of millions of dollars. Crews will start tearing down the historic Harborside Inn on Block Island coming up on September 11th. Officials deem the hotel a total loss after that huge fire over the past weekend. Dozens of firefighters from the island and the mainland spent more than 6 hours putting out the blaze. Fortunately, no one was seriously hurt. Right now at 11, it's the start of the new year at UConn, and tonight freshmen are settling into their dorms and life on campus. Channel 3's Luke Hydash was there for move-in day.
Plenty of belongings and plenty of stairs to get everything up to the Towers dorms here on UConn Storrs campus. About 4,200 new students will be here by the end of the weekend.
A lot of heavy things to move from the car to here.
It's 4 flights of stairs to get everything up to Sophia Ortiz and Melanie Ava Geneva's Towers dorm.
So stressed out right now. Like, I have to unpack everything, but I'm keeping my composure.
These roommates are part of the most diverse UConn class ever. Nearly 50% are people of color from 43 states and 92 countries.
College is where you make those connections, you meet those lifelong friends.
Alfred Chow Yen is helping his daughter, Eileen, move in.
The stuff got up here pretty quickly, regardless of all the stairs and lack of elevators.
Aileen is majoring in political science, but there's many new major offerings this year in mostly data science and agricultural economics. Also this year, students are learning at a time when ChatGPT and AI is much more common.
I think it's very efficient if you use it in the right ways, like if you're not like plagiarizing from it, because, you know, teachers do know.
UConn says it still expects original work, and it's up to each professor on how much you can use AI. Tuition this year is a little more than $16,000 for in-state students, $39,000 for out-of-staters, both an increase over last year.
She most worries about the money because it's very, very expensive. So I told her, just keep going, go ahead, no matter how much it costs.
UConn Stamford is the only regional campus with housing. Those students move in this weekend. In Storrs, Luke Hydash, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Well, we have 1 week left in the month of August, and showing you our 90-degree tally so far for the year, which stands at 12. 0 days for the month of August, and we will end the month with our current forecast nowhere near the 90-degree mark as our temperature trend below normal continues for the foreseeable future. Right now, our iCam view from our capital city showing 67 degrees, looking down onto the streets of Hartford from our iCam in New Haven, 72 currently in the Elm City, with a south wind at 16 miles an hour. And you can see the wet pavement, 70 degrees with a check in southeast Connecticut with our view in New London. That wind as well moving Old Glory around. So early warning pinpoint Doppler showing a little bit of a break in the action for right now. We do have this southeasterly wind. That with the cloud cover basically is going to prevent temperatures from dropping much more. We're in the low and mid 60s inland now, 70 to 72 along the shoreline. These numbers may come down a degree or two, but basically what you see is what we're going to wake up to tomorrow morning, if not even a bit higher than where we currently stand. So scattered showers have been moving across the region over the past couple of hours. Certainly a lull, but there's more activity off to our west. Severe thunderstorm watches up around Cleveland right now near this area of low pressure as it heads in our direction tomorrow, especially toward daybreak, looking at that chance for not only rain, but for that rain to be heavy with even some rumbles of thunder. Could be around for the morning commute and then a bit of a lull And even through the afternoon, there's that potential for some additional isolated development. So 7 o'clock tomorrow morning on First Alert Futurecast showing that southeasterly wind bringing in that high humidity. It's going to be oppressively humid to start the day. Scattered showers and thunderstorms, heavy at times. Again, it's going to impact the morning commute, so you want to plan accordingly. By around lunchtime tomorrow, that batch is going to be exiting, but watch how things continue to fire up a bit. Again, more in an isolated nature later tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. So with regard to rainfall totals, by the time it's all said and done, we could see ½ an inch to an inch of rain, but the severe threat is certainly down to our southwest. It's that rain that could potentially lead to some poor drainage flooding if we get thunderstorms that move over the same area. So again, ½ an inch to an inch, perhaps some locally higher amounts here across southern New England. So dew point values are going to be coming down a bit as we head into and through the upcoming weekend. So some relief, at least in that department, before it starts to creep back up as we head into Tuesday of next week. And that's when we'll see our next chance for some wet weather. Also, of course, tracking Tropical Storm Franklin. Sustained winds right now at 60 miles an hour. It continues to strengthen as it moves away from Hispaniola. Eventually could become a Category 2 hurricane as it passes to the west of Bermuda by early next week. Do note, here we are on the East Coast. The storm is forecast to stay offshore. We could have indirect impacts from this storm, talking about larger swells and rough seas on Atlantic-facing coastline. Of course, we'll keep you updated on that as the weekend progresses. Speaking of the weekend, for Saturday, an isolated shower storm possible, decreasing humidity with at least some intervals of sun. Sunday looking like the better of the 2 weekend days, cooler than Saturday, highs in the mid-70s. Tuesday into Wednesday of next week, we trend a bit more unsettled. For Saturday along the shoreline, temperatures in the low 80s, mid-70s by Sunday afternoon.
Okay, Mark, thank you. Still ahead for you tonight. What would the Big E be without all the crazy food, right? The crazy great food. We've got a sneak peek at some of what they're serving up.
When news is unfolding now, Eyewitness News delivers the facts that matter.
Lockdown is lifted, pushed for about 3 hours now.
Covering every angle.
We're going to be battling this fire all night long.
Making you an eyewitness to the big stories live.
Enfield police officers are still on scene.
Detectives focused on this house.
Know what's happening right now in your community.
In Hartford,
in Niantic,
in Summers,
in East Hampton.
No one covers breaking news like Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Whether you know what you're looking for, or even if you don't, we'll help find the right style that's you. Experience the style at Eyewitness.
Of course, the GMC Terrain offers different drive modes. What about Weekend Warrior mode? Or you don't see that everyday mode? How about Out of the Office mode? Or even
Are you out of your mind?
Mode. Want a mode for everything? GMC Terrain. Get this low-mileage lease on this all-wheel drive Terrain SLE for around $319 per month. Plus, current eligible GMC lessees get over $1,700 additional lease cash.
I may be known for my legendary football career, but truth is, I love a bunch of sports. The only trouble is knowing where to find them. That's why I got Xfinity, so I can easily find and watch whatever sport I'm into, all in one place without missing a thing. Even if it's football, Australian football, or football. In a word, it's Fitz-credible. Gotta trademark that one.
And this season, Xfinity Internet and TV customers can get up to $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube.
Breathe new life into every room in your home with easy updates that fit your style. And now get up to 60 months no interest. Experience the choices at Jordan's.
Alert you first. Channel 3 First Alert Weather.
Well, the Big E is just a few weeks away, and this year there will be a lot of new, fun food for fairgoers. Channel 3's Abby Carnevale has a close look at what's on the menu.
Even in its 107th year, the Big E is still introducing new food to guests. While the Big E Bakery and its cream puffs are a staple, they have a new flavor on this year's scene, maple. On On Thursday, the fairgrounds held a taste testing event for some of the 65 new food items fairgoers will get to try this year. And what goes better with a maple cream puff than a maple bacon hot dog?
It's a maple hot dog, or it's a hot dog, grilled and then boiled in our maple syrup. And then the bacon bits on top are also cooked in our maple syrup. So it's a really sweet hot dog, but it's a great snack for the biggie.
While maple bacon may not be a new flavor, Ferrandino Maple is the first to put it on a hot dog.
It was a group effort. It was friends that can't come to the farm, my parents that are involved in the business, and so a group effort.
It's already been wildly successful at their family maple farm in Hamden, so it was time for the big leagues.
We serve this hot dog, the maple bacon hot dog, at our farm now, and we got a lot of people asking about it that want to see it at the Big E, so this is our first year with it. I think it's a perfect meal for the Big E.
This hot dog is just one of many new items that'll satisfy fairgoers this year. Western Mass News also had the chance to try items like Nashville hot chicken pizza, dill pickle cupcakes, and mac and cheese varieties. It's an extensive, experimental menu that lets the local community shine. Several vendors shared with Western Mass News that while they're thrilled their offerings have been well received, it's now crunch time to satisfy as many stomachs as they can.
I mean, right now we're really just trying to see how much we're going to need, how fast we're going to be able to keep up with demand. I mean, we hope it takes off and a lot of people like it.
Abby Carnevale, Western Mass News.
All right, I hope Abby doesn't have a stomachache tonight after all that. Here are some more offerings at the Big E this year. We're talking pickle cupcakes, Snickers pizza, and Thanksgiving nachos loaded with turkey meat and cranberry salsa. I just love the Big E. All right, it's a good time. Well, here's an interesting combo for you. PB&J plus coffee. Coffee Mate announced a limited edition peanut butter and jelly flavored creamer just in time for back to school, but you can't get it in the store. The only way to get the creamer is by entering a contest by September 22nd to win one of just 100 bottles.
You know, politics and sports don't combine all that often, but the Connecticut Sun hit the campaign trail tonight, and they didn't even have to leave the crib. Don't be confused. I'm Umqua Sonye. Sports is next.
There's DNA. Then there's heavy-duty DNA. HDNA. It's what every GMC Sierra HD driver is born with, and it's engineered into every aspect of the GMC Sierra HD, with the pulling power to prove it. The new 2024 GMC Sierra HD. Tow hitches of the world, prepare for glory.
When our clean, shiny truck pulls up in front of your house, yes! Everyone starts clapping because everyone is happy. And that's why they all start dancing. Woo!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Incredible savings during the Labor Day sale at Metro Mattress. Take $700 off select Tempur-Pedic mattress sets and get up to $300 in gifts with purchase. Plus Sealy mattresses on sale for only $199. And get an adjustable base upgrade and up to $300 in gifts with purchase with Chatham & Wells sets. Shop any of our 10 Connecticut locations. Metro Mattress.
Metro Mattress, the sleep superstore.
What you doing out there?
Taking the scenic route. I know this looks like a summer blockbuster, but this is a Nissan sales event tag. With 5 drive modes, this Nissan Rogue gives the performance of a lifetime. Now comes the real star of the show.
Now get a low $309 per month lease or get 0% APR financing for 36 months on select Rogue trims.
Better hurry. These offers won't get a sequel.
Making sure you're morning ready.
To homework help at night.
Experts in angles.
And first alert weather so you're never late for class.
Go back to school with Eyewitness News, sponsored by Yale New Haven Children's Hospital, one of the nation's best.
The last of summer will draw you in at Toyota's National Sales Event. It's like a magnet, but for people.
Lease the new all-electric 2023 BZ4X for just $349 a month. Toyota, let's go places.
It's just a commercial, but you are looking at the real people of Post University. Educators and advisors springing into action to provide personal support. Because whatever your goals, whether online, on campus, or both, support means everything. It's just a commercial, but it shows that with our support, this could be you.
Find your path at post.edu.
Get ready for back to school at Dick's Warehouse Sales Store. Shop up to 70% off thousands of styles of athletic apparel and footwear from top brands. Plus, buy one, get one 50% off apparel. All at Dick's Warehouse Sales Store.
Stress less on the road.
Watch Pinpoint Traffic on Eyewitness News, sponsored by your Connecticut Chevy dealers. Connecticut's largest, most experienced team of meteorologists. Channel 3 First Alert Weather.
The sun is setting on Toyota's national sales event. Wait, they have until September 5th.
Right now, get 3.99% APR on a new 2023 RAV4 or Highlander. Toyota.
New for you tonight, a dozen local firefighters returned home tonight after being on the front line of a raging wildfire in Montana for the past 2 weeks. They were part of a team that helped battle a 7,000-acre blaze. They navigated steep terrain to get the fire under control.
It's definitely difficult having to pick up and just leave for 14 days at a time, sometimes more if extended travel days, but you know, it's necessary. It's necessary to represent the state of Connecticut and our forestry program.
Appreciate it. Well, it's certainly incredible what they do, and we thank them for it. They deployed back on August 8th. The team was joined by other regional firefighters from Rhode Island and Massachusetts. Well, it's estimated thousands of you at home right now are not taking advantage of a way to save on your internet bill. There is a federal program that you can qualify for, and our consumer reporter, Cassidy Williams, is telling you how it works.
Whether it's for work or homework, it's hard to exist today without access to the internet. And if your child already qualifies for free lunch, you can save up to $30 a month on your internet service. That's because you already qualify for the Affordable Connectivity Program. There are a number of ways to qualify. Anyone who already participates in SNAP, Medicaid, WIC, or the National School Lunch Program are all eligible. If you've received a federal Pell Grant during the last year, you qualify too. You can also qualify based on your income. For a family of 4, the limit is around $60,000. For a single person, it's about $29,000. Anyone that qualifies receives a discount of up to $30 per month towards your internet bill. You can also receive a one-time discount of up to $100 to buy a laptop. I spoke with a representative with the FCC. They want to get the word out about the program.
We know that there are many more that are eligible and still haven't applied or might not have heard about the program.
Right now, there are more than 160,000 families in Connecticut enrolled, but the FCC thinks there are thousands more that are eligible. So how do you sign up? You go to getinternet.gov and you just click apply. Cassidy Williams, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, checking out First Alert Live Radar. We're going to put this into motion for you over the past 30 minutes to show just some lingering sprinkles over the quiet corner and perhaps even along the shoreline. Nothing too impactful for now, but we do expect rain to overspread the state as we head toward the morning commute, and that rain could be heavy at times, and also some rumbles of thunder could be expected. We've got that chance even tomorrow afternoon for something to pop up, and that's also the case for Saturday. By no means is Saturday a washout, and with enough sun, temperatures could reach or exceed the 80-degree mark, and the humidity will be decreasing. Sunday, we're going optimistically dry with a blend of sun and clouds, highs in the mid-70s. For comparison, our normal high is in the low 80s, so other than Saturday, we're going to be below normal over the next 7 days.
All right, well, not too bad. Yeah. And it's Friday almost, so that's a good thing.
27 minutes away.
Thank you, Mark. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.